Hi everybody, it's Cyclone, and today we're gonna review the Yonex Vcore 100L. So in the past I have reviewed the Vcore 98 and the Vcore 100, and so far I really liked this 7th generation of the Vcore. I felt like the racket is easier to play, but at the same time you don't lose the control and the spin that the racket was offering in the other version in the past. And so let's see if the 100L is going to be a continuation of those rackets. So what I expect from the 100L is basically, like I've said, I want to have easy power. I felt like the 100 was just easy to play with, just really fun, but I just want to have this lighter version of the 100. I don't expect more than this because like the 100 is a great racket. So if this racket is doing this, then it's pretty much perfect. So let's go with the specs, and you will see that the specs are similar to the 100, just the weight that is changing. So you have a 100 square inch head size, you have a 16 by 19 string pattern, and you have a 280 unstrung weight. Basically, what is the improvement from the older version? They just went with a wider beam here and here to increase just the stability of the racket and overall the feel of the racket. So yeah, normally, you know, it should work and should work really well with a racket with this type of static weight. So should be really good. Before we go on the court and we give it a score, just want to talk about the cosmetic. Just like I said with the 100 and the 98, I really enjoy this cosmetic. It just looks good, and what I like with this cosmetic is the fact that it doesn't really matter the color of the string that you have in there. The racket will always look great. So it can be black like this one, could be gray, yellow, red, blue. It always look good, and that's perfect because you can really, you know, adapt, you know, the color of the string the way that you want, and the racket will always look good. Just to let you know, the string that is in there is a Head Hawk Touch at 53 pounds. Let's go on the court. Alright, on the court with the Yonex Vcore 100L, I really felt like it was a continuation of the 100. So what I mean by that is that the racket is easy to play with, you know, just fun, but at the same time, you know, it's not too easy to play with. So what I mean by that is the fact that you can hit pretty powerful shot, but at the same time you feel like you're making a difference to the ball. It's not the racket that it's doing everything, but you know, it's more a combination between power, spin, and obviously you have a bit of control. One thing that I liked was the ability to just grind from the baseline. And one thing that sometimes happens with those type of racket is the fact that normally when you're able to grind from the baseline, when you're going to the net, when you're doing slice and stuff like that, it's not really possible to do it with those type of racket. But with this one, it's completely different. You can actually do it. And one thing that I really like with this testing is that the video that you're seeing, I was injured to my left wrist, so I couldn't really like hit clear backhand. So my backhand wasn't as good as it is normally. So I would do a bit more slice than usual and all that stuff, and actually I felt that it was pretty good. The only thing that I don't like with the slice and the volley is that you feel like the string is moving a lot into the grommet. So that's kind of weird, but it works really well for the spin. Same thing with the serve, you know, obviously because it's a 280 grams racket, it's tougher to hit big serve, but at the same time I would say if you toss the ball pretty in front and you just go with your body weights, you know, it can go pretty fast. And I would say that for kick serve it's still pretty good, but you have to have a good acceleration. If you're not accelerating the ball, then obviously it's gonna be tougher. But for long rally and all that stuff, you know, you can just let the racket do the job and the ball will have a pretty good quality. I would say for the return of serve, it's a bit tougher. You lack a bit of stability when you're returning big serve, but if you're an intermediate player ranging from 2.5 to 3.5, normally it should do the job, okay? But you're not having the stability of, for example, a 300 and 15 grams racket, and that's normal. That's what we expect from a racket that light, you know. So I don't have any issue with that. I was expecting this thing, but for the rest, you know, it's yeah, just a solid racket overall. I feel like I said, that you can do everything. You can stay on the point, you can defend, attack really well, so you can play every phase of a rally. So yeah, just you feel like you can be in the point all the time. So I'm really impressed by the Yonex Vcore 100L. It plays like the 100, so you have a good, big, easy, sweet spot, but at the same time you still have the control because the racket puts a lot of spin, so that's perfect. You still feel the ball even though it's a powerful racket, so it's a good overall racket because you can do pretty much everything with it, so that's pretty good. You feel, you know, the ball pretty well in the string bed, even though it's wider here, so yeah, that's perfect. No arm issue at all. The stiffness rating is, you know, I would say kind of perfect. You feel the flexing pretty good, so yeah, just really enjoy this racket. I would recommend this Vcore 100L to people who are using, for example, a Speed Team or a Wilson Ultra L. You know, that could be an option if you want a more flexible racket. People using a Babolat Aero Team, that could also be a good option. Yeah, I just felt like this racket was really consistent when I was hitting with it. So now, let's go with the rating. Yeah, for me it's gonna be pretty easy. I think we have to give it the same rating that I gave to the Vcore 100. Because yeah, it plays just the same with a lighter weight, like I've said. Thanks to Racquetville for giving me this racket. Without them it would not have been possible. Don't forget to like, to comment and to subscribe, and see you next time. Bye bye.